First, I would say I wasn't intimidated. Just for the record,
Right.
I wasn't intimidated. I just recognized that our leadership styles are going to be different. I would say to many leaders, young leaders, that it's important to lead with respect, be a good communicator, build trust with your team. People management is essential to any leader. Motivate them, inspire, have empathy, and just be a good person.
IQ or EQ, and why?
Ooh, IQ gets you the job. EQ gets you the next level. We are back. I am Anthony Tuggle, the mentor.
I'm Mohamed Bayo. I'm the mentee.
Welcome to the Mentor and Mentee Blueprint.
Glad to be back here with you, Anthony, for another session. I don't know about y'all, but I've been gaining so much insights from having our conversations here with Anthony. And I was having a conversation with a couple of my colleagues in various industries, and we talked about how some leaders get different productivity levels out of us. And we started talking about some attributes that we feel like are good in a leader and some that don't make us feel as productive or want to work towards their goal. So I wanted to pick your brain to see what exactly is a good leader? How does that affect their team?
No, that's a great question. Before I give you my perspective, talk to me about what you see as good attributes.
For a good leader, to get great productivity out of me, what I experienced is a leader that cares, someone that makes me feel like I'm a part of the team and not just a number, someone who recognizes that I also have my own goals and ambitions that I want to accomplish. And I think when they're able to encompass all that into one thing, it kind of makes me feel more included and more a part of the whole goal overall.
Awesome. I think you're spot on, Mohammed. The characteristics of a good leader normally center around good communicator, someone that can build trust, someone that knows how to motivate and inspire their team, someone who has empathy, someone who is self-aware.
Right.
Those are some critical skills of a good leader.
Now, have you ever experienced a leader that's never made you feel included in their goal? And
Of course.
how did you manage them? Because I know it's big about managing up, and so I want to know your experience on that.
Oh, that's actually good. Yes, I've had to manage bosses who didn't have good leadership skills or lack emotional intelligence. It was hard for me because I'm big on emotional intelligence and building trust, but I learned how to make it work, meaning I provided them what they needed. And what I mean by that, I delivered the expectations of the role, but I also understood that I was not gonna I won't be inspired, I won't feel trusted, and they're not a good communicator. And I honestly just focus on the job output.
Got you. Now, how did that affect you as far as like wanting to look to grow in the company? Because most times when there's a type of intimidation within the relationship with the manager and the employee, they don't feel like they can grow. But what if you really feel a part of that organization and want to grow?
No, that's a good question. First, I would say I wasn't intimidated. Just for the record.
Right.
I wasn't intimidated. I just recognize that our leadership styles are going to be different. And you're going to run into leaders who have different leadership style. And what you can't do is just be like, no, I can't deal with them. No, you make it work. You figure out ways to continue to deliver what's expected of you, but you also find ways how to get what you need from other team members. Reaching across to other leaders. That's how you that's what I would do just to continue to get the growth. And you asked another question at first about what do you gain or what can you learn from that leader? I would say you can learn a lot from a poor leader.
Wow.
You're actually learning what not to do when you're in that position.
That makes sense.
And I take advantage of working and I've had my share of bad leaders, but I learned what not to do. and what skills to make sure I do not do, but more importantly, I learn to put into my next leadership role. So there are lots of learning from not having a good leader, unfortunately.
Right. And that makes sense. And the way I broke it down, what I understood is not only do you need to have emotional intelligence to be a good leader, but you also need it to have a good manage up skills.
You need to have emotional intelligence across the board, whether you're talking about upward or downward. And some of the things that I've done to my success is figuring out how to manage upward, especially with a boss who doesn't have strong emotional intelligence skills. I've figured out, what are they looking for? Are they only focusing on me delivering output?
Right.
Then I just focus on that. I recognize what I am going to get from this individual and what I'm not.
That makes sense. And then you talk
As
about
opposed to trying to force.
them to like you, them to appreciate you.
It's all about treating me with respect.
You talk about learning from poor leaders, and as a tenured executive, what are some good strategies or tactics that you've done to lead your team to the success that you gained?
Strategies that I've done personally, or strategies that I've learned from a bad leader?
Well, a little bit of both. Give me a good mix of just for someone who wants to grow their team and they realize, oh, I need to improve on my emotional intelligence.
Communications is so important. Communicating the why, treating them like adults, being respectful is important. Building trust is critical. Being a team player, that's a good skill to have because you're going to work across your colleagues and your peers. Having empathy is important. And some of the bad leaders had the opposite of those.
Right. They'll disregard you, don't care what's going on.
It was all about them, and they were not self-aware of the impact that they were making on productivity.
So as for someone who's growing and want to step into that leadership role and they've recognized that they got to grow in their emotional intelligence, do you have any advice for them to build around the team that they have? Or
Yes, I would just say focus on people skills. We call them people management. I think people management is essential to any leader. I think it's probably the most critical set of skills you can learn as a leader, is how to manage people.
Right.
Unfortunately, some people get promoted through the ranks and do not know how to manage people, which is another topic, not for today,
Right.
but people management is essential. I would say to many leaders, young leaders, that it's important to lead with respect, be a good communicator, build trust with your team, motivate them, inspire, have empathy, and just be a good person.
good person.
Be a good human.
I like that. And last question, AT.
Oh, is AT today?
Anthony.
No, AT is fine. I just didn't know if we were AT today.
We're talking AT today, right? You got the All Saints sweater on. So my last question to you is IQ or EQ, and why?
Ooh, IQ gets you the job. EQ gets you the next level.
It's a good one.
I'm big on both, but IQ gets you the job, but EQ,
Keeps you there and raises you.
I think EQ accelerates you, and EQ give you impact.
That's a good one. I think I'm going to leave it there because I have some ideas around that.
All right, I'm looking forward to talk about impact.
Impact. But other than that, I really do want to thank you for your time, Anthony.
Emotional intelligence is very important, and people management is very essential to all leaders.
Thank you for your time, AT.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.